Randy Orton hears voices in his head. Just watching him this year is bad. Oh my god. Where did all this suddenly go wrong? How did Vince McMahon so sucked? How did he ruin such a great career? And I am going to wonder why in this video today. Brought to you by Neo Reality. And I'm not even going to try to sing anymore. This is... even if I could sing well, and from time to time I could, but if I was to do this in a video, I probably would suck. So yeah, I just wanted to do that for no reason. So Randy Orton had a very bad 2017. Oh, not because Vince forwardly fucked it all up. That's one of the reasons, but it's precisely the fact that Randy Orton, let's see, he's only 37 years old, but has so many back injuries in his career and shoulder injuries, I think it might be slowly starting to catch up to him. And also to the fact that his booking has, his matches started a huge decline. So, yeah, So Randy Orton at the end of 2016 was getting this big career rejuvenation. Like, they clearly were going to do Orton turning on the Wyatts eventually. But surprisingly, they didn't do it at the pay-per-view everyone thought it would be at Survivor Series, costing Team SmackDown the win, thus confirming brand loyalty. And this is his actual first true heel run since 2014. Yeah, that was the year of the Authority. That's the last time we've seen Orton be Dark Orton. And even then, Authority Orton sucked a lot. But yeah, anyways. Orton... Okay. Here's the thing. Orton's track record for 2017 is questionable. Specifically, the quality of his matches seem to have taken a huge dip. Like, very, 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 very dip. So, let's get right into it. Heading into it, he was having this internal issue with Luke Harper because Luke Harper wants to get Wyatt's attention. Like, I want to be noticed. Notice me, master. And Orton is like, bitch, please. Because Orton doesn't need to get Wyatt's attention. Wyatt's attention is on him, and Harper wants the attention. And then... yeah, ultimately, this would lead to Luke Harper finally defying Wyatt and Orton by attacking Luke Harper. No, by Luke Harper attacking Wyatt at the Royal Rumble that both Orton and Wyatt competed in. And, yeah. And, yeah, during that build-up, there was still huge animosity between Orton and Harper, with Wyatt trying to barely control the situation, resulting in getting kicked in the face by Harper by accident. And I was honestly and Wyatt just, I love that moment where he just looks at both, like, and snarling, trying his best not to raise a fist at them. But, like, yeah, you could tell the one thing you could tell from that one expression he had. It's heavy disappointment. They have disappointed him. I am disappointed, Harper and Orton. I thought you two could handle this. It's like the father getting disappointed in his two children for getting into fights. Yeah, that basically sums it up. So, Orton would be, with Wyatt, be the final three with the returning by the rise of Roman Reigns, even though he already competed in a championship match earlier in the night, and it was the Universal Championship. Yeah, I said this in the Roman Reigns video. The only reason he was put in that match was because Orton was going to win, and they knew fans would have hated it. So they know that Reigns is hated. They can bank on it, but they don't want to bank it on the way people were hoping. They're just banking on it so their crappy storylines will actually work out for them. Like, I'm pretty sure they're wishing that Reigns had this heat back when they got Batista coming back. Like, imagine if Reigns was hated now as he was. Imagine if Reigns was hated then as he is now. They could go ahead and have gotten what they wanted with Batista and Orton, and cut Daniel Bryan out of the equation, because they rather have seen anyone else win that match than Reigns. And this would lead to further dissension within the Wyatt family between Harper and Orton, and Wyatt becoming increasingly pissed off. Then Orton and Harper had a match at Elimination Chamber, which surprisingly was really awesome. Albeit short, but still awesome. Like, that would be probably... Yeah, that was pretty much Orton's last good match of the year. Yeah, that basically sums up what's going to happen. So, yeah. And then following Elimination Chamber, Orton relinquished his title shot for the WWE Championship, basically giving his full devotion to Wyatt and leaving the main event of WrestleMania in the question, after Wyatt had won a triple threat match against both Cena and Styles, leading to a lot of people wondering where it's going to go. Like, I was hoping for the storyline to... Like, I knew this was going to get reversed soon, but considering how I was hearing that there was going to be Harper, Orton, and Wyatt in a triple threat match, I was like, do it. Let's do it. Sadly, as Harper and Styles were at war, Orton revealed his allegiance to nobody and proceeds to say that that Wyatt's world is not his, and he proceeds to burn down the compound, basically committing arson, which says something Styles brought up as illegal. So, yeah, and because of that, you earn the opportunity to try and main event WrestleMania again. Isn't it delightful? No, it doesn't. So, Orton's a fan favorite again, and he's psychotically crazy because he just committed arson, so we have no reason to cheer for him in context. So on March 7th, we got first time ever between Styles and Orton, surprisingly on free television, to become #1 contender for the WWE Championship, which pissed off Styles. I'll get to him later. This leads to a very confusing build. Like, I was betting and hoping it would, like, why as he heads towards WrestleMania, his psyche gets worse and worse and worse, leading to him just doing different things in his matches, heading into that match, like beating the living hell out of everybody in the most violent way possible that's protected under PG rights, unless he was Brock Lesnar booked, but that is sadly never going to happen. Orton, on the final SmackDown before WrestleMania, does this really confusing angle where he plants a scepter or something into the grave of Sister Abigail, even though he claimed he burned it. Yeah, I have no idea what the point with that was. And then on April 2nd, I was thinking, okay, so long as Wyatt wins and finally gets his WrestleMania moment, in terms of actually winning a match, it keeps the title, he can move on from this, and all will be right in the world. Nope, Orton defeats Wyatt to win the WWE Championship for the 9th time, which is also his first WWE Championship win at WrestleMania and 13th overall World Championship run. Fuck you! I've already covered it in the Bray Wyatt video. I am not going to go forward with it. So, moving on. On the following SmackDown, Wyatt challenged Orton to a House of Horrors rematch, but after Wyatt was moved to Raw as part of the Superstar Shakeup, because fuck Wyatt having a huge championship run, it was made a non-title match and was scheduled for Raw's pay-per-view Payback on April 30th. But before that, Orton's feud with Wyatt diminished because they have no physical contact with each other, therefore they just had to do pre-recorded sets, leading to what this feud has been building up for. Let's see. If I'm correct, it says, okay, it's been going on since September? Late August. So, from late August, let's go to September just to be safe, all the way up to April 30th. Let's see, this has been given a September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. This has been given 8 months of storyline, and guess what they do with it? They treat it like it's an afterthought at the end of everything, because on April 18th, Jinder Mahal won a 6-pack challenge against Mojo Rawley, Sami Zayn, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Dolph Ziggler to become #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Fuck all this. The following week, Orton would defeat Rowan, who had returned. Okay, and this led to the beginning, the signs that this is all going to fall apart for SmackDown. Well, Bray Wyatt losing was one of them, but the other major sign was when Orton, who had just recently destroyed the Wyatt family and gained Wyatt's affections practically, teams up with Harper, who hated Orton. No. Just no. That's not how this works. Ryan Ward, please tell me Vince is not now trying to get involved in this. Please tell me that's not true. And sure enough, Vince has gotten involved with SmackDown's business because they were doing so much better than Raw in terms of quality, whereas Raw still had the ratings because it has longer longevity and the damage SmackDown had for several years, for the last decade. After the brand extension's initial run, because Paul Heyman made SmackDown too good, and therefore was basically the Antichrist to Vince. So they sent him to OVW. Yeah, okay, here's the thing about that. In the documentary about Paul Heyman, he says that when they kept saying that this was a demotion going to OVW because you're doing too good of a job, yeah, that's the logic he's going with. Heyman looked at it and said, okay, I'm all for it. I get to help him develop these new talents. That's when I think Vince suddenly gained a brain for one moment in his stupidity and remembered, oh god, if I send him back to NXT, he'll just make that better than my product and he's already kicking my ass. How do I do this? I can't keep him on as lead writer of SmackDown because he's doing too much of a good job in kicking Raw's ass. I can't bring him over to Raw because that would make too much sense in my twisted logic for even me to do. I'll demote him, but keep him on the writing team without any opinions being actually requested, and any feedback, and let Road Dogg be the main writer. That's the perfect solution to get back at Triple H for hiring the son of a bitch. That's the only way I see how this happened. So, after Orton defeated Rowan in an ODQ match, Mahal subsequently stole the WWE Championship belt. Yeah, and at Payback, Wyatt's match that was supposed to be the be-all, end-all of this whole 8-month storyline, I must stress, gets treated after an afterthought because Mahal got involved, thus ending the feud with a whimper. Fuck all of you, Vince. Fuck all of you, Vince. Fuck you from the north. Fuck you from the south. Fuck you from the east. Fuck you to the west. And everything in between. SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon later returned the belt to Orton. At least they answered that. However, that wouldn't last long, as for you see. At Backlash, the experimental show, Orton would lose the WWE Championship to Jinder Mahal after a little help, and failed to regain it back at the following month of Money in the Bank. What? Yeah, Orton and Mahal, their feud royally sucked. I did not watch Money in the Bank and all the way up to Battleground, mostly because, like I said, I was on vacation around this time, so I missed those pay-per-views and I missed all those SmackDowns, but from what I was hearing, it was only the more declined of SmackDown Live's relevancy and popularity, after it worked so hard in less than 8 months to fix it. Yeah, Vince is so gonna pay for this. It shall be a reckoning. But anyways, moving on from that, Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton had a horrible matchup. Wasn't good at all. There was a couple of good moments, but that mostly came from the Singh brothers, because they mostly were basically crash test dummies for virtually every moment. And then Orton once again demanded a rematch for the title on June 27th, but with Shane McMahon would grant him at Battleground, but Mahal would be allowed to choose the stipulation. Okay, I was like, okay, wait a second. He's descended from India. Vince has a xenophobic for anyone of foreign ethnicity. Oh god, they're gonna do the Pujami prison match. Oh, of course, they do the Pujami prison match. The match that no one asked for, no one cared about. The last 2 times it happened, everyone hated them. Even when you had the goddamn Undertaker in it. Even he couldn't make this match work. And once again, Orton could not win. Oh geez, I wonder why, and the match sucked. So, okay. So Orton has 3 pay-per-view quality, pay-per-view suckatoo matches. Though really it's also Jinder Mahal's fault because his current status of health might be in question, but that's a different matter. But yeah, Jinder Mahal is just not that good of a wrestler in my mind. Like, yeah. I'll get to Jinder Mahal soon in the future. Yeah, I plan to talk about Jinder Mahal because this has to be something we need to talk about regarding this. So anyways. After Battleground, Orton then started a feud with Rusev. Okay, Rusev's a good wrestler. Orton and Rusev could probably make some good things. Nope, at SummerSlam, Rusev lost within 10 seconds to an RKO. Yeah. And then it looked like even Shane was like, oh god, this horrible thing was a bad idea. Okay, let's move on. Because Shinsuke Nakamura and Orton would face off in a #1 contendership match that ended in a loss. Surprisingly, this was also the first time ever on free television. And surprisingly, Rusev did not get involved whatsoever. So then it would lead. So then following that, and then subsequently another week passes by, nothing happens. Mostly Rusev declaring with his honor destroyed, he's going to get revenge for actually legitimately good reasons, which is questioning why he's not a face. And I've covered that multiple times in the Rusev video. But I digress. After, on September 19th, Orton had defeated Aiden English, and after the match, he was challenged by Rusev to an impromptu match, which Orton also lost in 10 seconds after a kind of a not so distracted English, more like he was just trying to get back into the ring to get after Orton, who didn't know what the hell was going on, so Rusev just took advantage of that. And all throughout the build-up with Rusev, I was like, so are they going to do a double turn? Everything about this whole build-up is signs of a massive freaking double turn. Just do the double turn. It's going to clearly happen. It'd be dumb if you didn't. And then I was hearing that they were considering doing that, and they were considering making it a last man standing match, and I was like, okay, that could be interesting. Nope, they didn't do that. Instead, at Hell in a Cell, Orton defeated Rusev to end their feud quick and decisively. No double team, no double turn, got nothing. Wow, Orton's run as top guy on SmackDown really sucks. And around this time, Orton was saying he was getting pissed off with the face run. He doesn't like being a face. And then something happened heading into Survivor Series into the end of the year. He started growing his hair up, and it was just, what is going on? Like, I'm not judging Orton based on his hair looks, but I will say that his hairstyle that he had, what the fuck was that? I was wondering why in God's name was his hair like that. I'm like, I'm not hair shaming him, but like, I was wondering, why is he having this hair growth? Where the fuck did it come from? How did it happen so quickly? Like, it takes like, what, a month or so for me to get my hair to get bigger again? But, yeah, but like, yeah, I'm wondering, wait, what happened? Like, did Orton get a hair growth spurt soap, detergent, whatever, soap, or some shampoo that makes his hair grow to strange levels? Yeah. So Orton qualifies for a spot on Team SmackDown, facing off against Team Raw Survivor Series. Orton mostly kept denying Rusev to even compete, to even earn the opportunity, and Rusev therefore was kicked out and never added to SmackDown Live's team, much to everyone's despair, wondering why the fuck is this guy being mistreated by so many people? Because he's foreign! According to Vince, foreign people are the devil! So we need to treat them as such, apparently. I'm like, granted, Vince is off his medication for a variety of reasons that make next to no sense, but clearly he knows what he's doing, right? That's how it works, right? No, it doesn't. So, heading into Survivor Series, Orton only contributed in eliminating Finn Balor. And was eventually eliminated by Braun. And afterwards, Shane McMahon went on to lose thanks to the evil manipulative efforts of Triple H. Team SmackDown went on to lose the match for them. And then Orton and Nakamura team up for some reason during all this, mostly fighting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, being reunited as best brothers and whatnot. I was wondering, why is Nakamura and Orton? I never got that partnership. And then heading into Clash of Champions, they did the biggest bullshit moment I have ever seen. They go ahead and treat Orton and Nakamura's team up a first time ever. Except that first time ever was like 4 weeks ago. Really? Vince? Did you seriously think we're that dumb? Oh, who am I kidding? You do think we're dumb. In fact, you even said Brock Lesnar has never been manhandled before. Except all those times he has been manhandled by Strowman. Let's see. Big Show, Undertaker, full-time and part-time, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose to an extent, Seth Rollins, Kane, before when he was Corporate Kane. You even got your ass handed to you by J&J Security. Well, that was a gang up, so should we count that? But also, yeah, no, they're stooges, so basically, yeah, that could count. Also, Triple H, you've been manhandled by, yeah, virtually a lot of people. So stop acting like Lesnar has not been manhandled. I know you want money out of him, but you have to also make him a little human, that even a beast can get weakened in the face of battle. So yeah, heading into Clash of Champions, Nakamura and Orton would fight off with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a series of single matches, with Shane McMahon being obviously biased and really favoritism towards Orton and Nakamura, and is not, I repeat, not, has a personal vendetta against them. Even though he clearly does, he's just lying through his teeth. Oh, man. Yeah, anyways, Orton would go ahead and team with Nakamura in this and sadly lose. Well, not sadly lose. The reason why I say sadly is because the match sucked. Yeah, you would think that with Orton, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, that match would be freaking awesome. Nope, it's not. It sucked badly. Like, really, really freaking badly. So, yeah. So, yeah, that pretty much ends Orton's year because it was seriously freaking depressing. Like, let's be honest, Orton's year wasn't really the best of his career. 2017 just isn't the best of his career, in my opinion. Like, he went from having an interesting storyline with a new layer to his character, only to go back to being a generic good guy, even though Orton's personality, attitude does not fit the quote-unquote good guy mentality. So, yeah, it just leads to confusion for me. Like, I want to actually be against Orton in terms of storyline. I'm convinced that even the most die-hard Randy Orton fan will say, yeah, he's better as being a heel. But for some reason, Vince doesn't like that. Like, he hasn't turned a heel since the Authority, and probably the only reason that happened is because Orton and Triple H are buddies. And Triple H managed to convince Vince into doing this. Plus, he didn't like Daniel Bryan, so Triple H managed to use manipulation tactics on that, most likely. But yeah, yeah, but Orton's run as a face is really, really bad. I was hoping Orton and Rusev would do a double turn at Hell in a Cell in a last man standing match, no less. Like, that would have been perfect. But no, they can't do that because Rusev's foreign and Orton is a long time superstar in WWE. So clearly the top guys can't turn heel except when they can, unless they have creative control and they don't like being faces. I mean, they don't like being heels, except Orton has admitted that he likes being heel more than a face, and he actually admitted that he's pissed off working as a face. So why can't you just turn him heel? In fact, there were several moments that I kept wondering, is that the moment Orton's gonna turn heel? Is that the moment? Is that the moment? Is that the moment? Like, he throws, like, when AJ Styles tries to do the phenomenal forearm, Orton grabs him and throws him to Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, and I was thinking, like, is that going to be the RKO moment? Nope, it doesn't happen. Yeah, it just got really, really botched here for me. Orton probably had the worst storylines. One was actually good until they wrecked it at WrestleMania, and even before that, they committed arson with it. So basically, they can't fix that unless they do an angle where Orton actually faces justice for, you know, burning down someone's house or a compound or any owned property. Even if it is rotten, it's still technically a person's property if the legal state of wherever the Y compound is. So yeah, even then you have to accept that Orton should have turned heel with Bray Wyatt actually, and Wyatt should have turned face. Like, that would have worked. Like, the way they were going with at first, it looked like that was going to be the reverse effect. But no, they didn't do that. So, Orton, I don't know what he's planning to do for 2018 other than the Royal Rumble. I seriously hope he gets a heel run. Like, a legitimately not manipulation to backstab an enemy. It's to legitimately go run around as a heel, doing heel things, and doing whatever he can to gain relevancy again in terms of quality matches. Because, yeah, the fact that Orton is only 37 years old because he started in WWE, like, really, really freaking young. Like, what, he was 24 when he won the world title, and, he joined WWE in 2001, so yeah, he was pretty much starting out for like the very freaking beginning. So yeah. So I'm wondering where Orton's gonna go from here after Royal Rumble 2018. We'll see. I'm hoping for something big for Orton's career rejuvenation process. But yeah, and also, I want to just shave that hair. Like, it's just weird for me. I'm not used to that kind of hair look. Like, maybe when he was younger and he looked younger, I could probably buy Orton's hair like that. But Orton, the way he looks now, just doesn't fit. Like, everything about his appearance has, well, at least his face has changed. He went from being this young, occasionally would sometimes do some goofy things, but look incredibly vicious also. But then... And then, like, yeah, and then, like, ultimately, when he got older, his face seemed to change, and then his hair started going down unless it started being shaved more, and he started adding more tattoos. But then it reached the point now where if he tries to try and recapture a younger version of himself with the hair thing, it's just weird for me. Yeah, I can't believe most of his videos, mostly he's me talking about his hair, because all the storylines he did ultimately led up to nothing, and the matches led to crap and missed opportunities. So, yeah. And the fact that this video has not really gone for close to 30 minutes, is because I've covered Wyatt's feud with him extensively, so there's not much to talk about here. The fact that I'm mostly talking about his hair is really concerning for me. So yeah, here's to hoping for a better run in WWE in 2018. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more. And also, Joe is gonna kill you. Joe is gonna kill you.